Hello and welcome. My name is Jamie Hepler, and I'm here to talk to you about onboarding solutions for Lake Mary. We will briefly discuss the benefits of digital onboarding. So let's get started. Now let's take a look at some of the great onboarding benefits. First of all, we can increase productivity by simply cutting out a lot of the manual paperwork. Next, we can integrate departments. By integrating departments, we speed up productivity as well, so they work together. The next thing we can do is we improve communications. Creating automated emails makes that communication much faster and we don't forget things. And last but least, we reduce data entry errors as all information is transposed from one form to the next. Now we're going to take a look at the onboarding life cycle. The life cycle consists of 3 phases. The first phase we call the initial phase. The next phase is the offer email. And then the last phase is orientation. The next few slides we're going to take a look at those in more detail. Now let's take a look at that very first phase, the initial phase, called applicant tracking. In the initial phase, an applicant applies for a job, is screened, and has an interview. Once the supervisor selects which applicant to hire, an email is then auto-generated and sent to Human Resources for them to start the process of hiring. So that brings us to our very next phase, which is the second phase of the process, called offer email phase, or what we also like to refer to as the workflow phase. In this phase, all new hire paperwork is emailed out to the applicant. They begin to fill out the documents and requirements needed, as well as upload any necessary documents such as driver's license, social security cards, and even payroll information like bank information. The other nice thing is HR can review the progress. So if they need to contact the employee to make sure that they're getting it done in a timely manner, they can also do that. Once the applicant has uploaded certain documents that we discussed, for example, the payroll documents, you can upload your bank information. Payroll then gets an automatic email letting them know that there are documents like W-4, K-4, and payroll information that can then begin to start that process so that when the new hire starts, that there is nothing that they have to worry about. This brings us to our last phase called orientation. We do try to make this as digital as possible. We do bring them in and we have a presentation that we provide them to learn a little bit more about our culture, the history of the company, and other things like that. But all documents remaining that need to be filled out are all done digitally and go directly into their personnel file. What happens when orientation is done and they've signed off on all those, it then emails the trainers and supervisors that the employee is ready to begin training. When those trainers receive those documents, they then create a training schedule, and then they email that out to the employee. The nice thing about that email is it does provide a face as well as a nice little saying of welcome aboard so that that employee feels a little bit more comfortable when they come in on that very first day of training. Now that you've briefly seen a short version of the presentation on onboarding solutions, what are your thoughts? Does anybody have any questions?